Alright, today we have a 2005 Dodge Dakota with a 4.7. This is the 545 RFE. And what's going on with this is when it hits third gear, it just runs away, spins out, there's nothing there, like you put the car into neutral. So of course we have a couple of codes, P0733, gear ratio error in third. We got a P1790, which is fault immediately after a shift, and we had also a P0868, low line pressure. Alright, so we're going to tear this down, see what we find. And on the outside of this trans, this is a four-wheel drive. I actually took this is the small extension housing, which I took off because I wanted to drain this overnight. Also had the pan down and put that back on with 2 bolts. Pretty much on the outside, we're just looking at the input speed sensor and the output speed sensor. Here's your solenoid pack, which is going to be changed on the overhaul. Also on this side, also going to be changed is your line pressure sensor. That's going to be changed as well. And that's really about it for the outside. So I'll get a little closer, and pretty much the first thing we're going to do, we're going to take this snap ring out to hold this cover in, and then we're going to flip it up, drop the pan, take the valve body out, knock the cover out, and just take all the guts out. Should be a fairly quick tear down. Not a bad trans to work on. And then we'll go over some things once we have this all apart. Alright, so let me get a little closer and we'll start tearing this down. Alright, so we'll start by taking the input and output speed sensors off. Okay, the input speed sensor. Output. Alright, now let's just get that pressure, line pressure sensor. Should clean that out. Okay, here's the line pressure sensor, going to be replaced with a new one. Alright, now I'm going to take this big snap ring out here. Alright, let's just see where is the end. Here it is. Okay, let's get this. Alright, big snap ring here. We'll clean this up, it's all rusted. Alright, then we'll knock this cover out. There actually is another small snap ring here that we'll take out. Okay. Okay, another small snap ring there. Alright, so now we're going to flip it up, take the pan and valve body down, and then we're going to knock this cover out. Alright, so I had the pan down already, as I said, to let this unit drain because this thing was full of oil. Okay, so we've got 2 bolts in here. And this valve body, I think only about 6 bolts hold this valve body on. Alright, here is the pan. Yeah, just some clutch material and stuff. Fluid smells really bad, it's burned up. Okay, so next thing we're gonna take the filter off. I gotta get my T25. That. Alright, then we will take the cooler return filter off. Let's see if I could. No, I can't. Let me just get my pliers for that. Okay, there's that, the spin-on filter. I don't know why the lights are shutting off again. Alright, let me just turn my lights back on. We're going to zip off the valve body. Okay, can pull the valve body off now. Okay, that should be it. This valve body should lift right off. Right here is the valve body. And just real quick, we got a couple of seals here. It's your 2-4 clutch seals, a low reverse clutch seal right there, solenoid pack, Prindle switch. We'll go over all this again. Okay, now we gotta see if we can get this cover off here. Alright, so now let's get the cover off. We got the snap rings out. And you just gotta with the valve body off, you gotta reach through the case. There's just an area where you can just, get at the cover and see it fit. It'll come out, there we go. Okay, here is the cover, which is aluminum, and of course this is going to be changed with the new one. We'll put this aside. Okay. Now we're going to pull our pump out. Going to take our bolts out here. Here's the pump assembly. probably pull this apart. There's actually like 3 gears in there. There's 2 driven gears, 1 drive gear. So I've got to pull all those bolts out there. I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, here's the big drum. Uh-oh, it's not coming up so easy. So we're going to have some burnt clutches in this thing. And this thing's not even turning. This one's turning. This drives the overdrive clutch. And that thing's not even turning, so we don't, that's fried. Okay. Alright, you know what? Still got plenty of oil here. Let me drain this trans a little more. Give me 2 seconds, I'll be right back. Okay. Alright, so now we have a snap ring in here. That's the 2-4 clutch assembly. You know, the piston we're going to be pulling out. So let's get the snap ring out. Alright, this is a beveled snap ring, and the bevel is going to face up. And there is an opening in the case here. There's an opening in the case right here, and the opening in the snap ring has to face here. Otherwise, if you do not face the opening here and the snap ring actually is coming around, it's going to hit the valve body, and it probably won't seal, the 2-4 seals that good. So the opening, you know, of the snap ring, you gotta kind of coordinate to go right there. Alright, so let's see how this is gonna come out now. Get a let me get a plier here. Okay. Okay, now we got a washer and a bearing here. And we got another snap ring. This is, let me just take this little skinny snap ring out. That's kind of what the piston sits on, so the spacing is right for the clutches. This just sits in the case. Okay, now we're going to pull the ring gear out, and this is the hub for the 4th clutch. Okay, sun gear, planet. Okay. Put this stuff back how it came out. And here is 2nd clutch. Okay, these I actually got a banner kit here, so we're going to be changing all of these clutches. Okay, so we'll move this out of the way. I'm going to pull this out. You know what, there's a bearing that fell in there. Let me get my magnet. Let's see if this can work. Oh, you know what? Gotta pull off the part here. I meant to do that before and I forgot. Okay. Alright, so we got a snap ring here. Okay, that comes right off of the park gear. This will come right out. And you know what? Make it easy. Got a little magnet here. There we go. Okay, now spin it around and pull that out. Rear planet set, and we gotta get this snap ring that holds in the low clutch ring. Where are they in? I can't see it. Okay, so this case is empty. Alright, so what we're going to do, you know what might... Okay, so this, just for information here, if you tear one of these down, this, the rod that holds the parking pole in place is very loose. You know, it could fall out, so if you're going to wash this up in a tank, I would definitely stand it up like this and wash it like this. Alright, but I got to finish scraping all the silicone off. For now, I'm just going to move the case out of the way. I'm going to get rid of some of the oil again, and then we're going to start tearing down the clutch packs and see what we have there. Alright, so I will be right back. Okay. Just something also on this snap ring. This holds the low reverse drum in. If you look at this snap ring, this actually does have a slight bevel to it. So again, that bevel is going to face up. Alright, so this is the low reverse clutch drum. Let's open this up. Got a snap ring here holding looks like the sprig. Bit of a thick snap ring. Okay, that's that. And this should come right out. Alrighty. Turns one way, locks the other way. Put this aside. Now let's see what these clutches look like. Alright, aren't too bad, but again, this probably has, I think this has over 100,000 miles on it, and it's a guy's, I guess it's more or less his work truck, you know, probably for construction or something, so, again, the banner kit I got, so that's what's going to be installed on this thing. All the clutches are going to be changed. Alright, here is that washer, and this is going to go down in here and lock in a couple of tabs, and then this will go on top of it like that. Okay, so now this is the fourth clutch. Another really thick snap. too bad. Got a couple of spots where pieces are missing, but still not bad at all. Alright, so let's get the big drum. This is where the problem is going to be. Move it over a little bit. Oh, I think a washer just fell down. Okay. Now let me just move the camera over a little bit just to get a better view here. Alright, so let's open this up here. It should be like reverse input. This really isn't the greatest. Alright, now this is the one that doesn't even turn. This is the overdrive. This is where the problem is probably going to be. Here's the hub. Let's see. Not much left of these. This is where the problem is why when it hits third, it just runs away like it's in neutral. Okay, here's the underdrive hub. Let's take this up. This is going to go on here like this. We have a bearing. It sits in here. Alright. First thing, we'll get that other snap ring out. Kind of like a 604 setup. Alright, this is the wavy one that goes on the bottom, the pressure plate, and then the flat one goes on top. And let's see if we can get this one out. Let me just get another. Tool here. Got a really thick. Got another thick snap ring. Just give me 1 second. I gotta find something. All right. Well, the one I'm wanting to use, I can't find it. So let's see if this will work. It's a pretty heavy snap ring here. there's that. Now we have the plate between the underdrive and the overdrive. Alright, and we're going to have another snap ring, the thin one. Kind of, again, just like a 604 setup. Now I've got to find out where that opening is. Okay, here it is. And let's see if we can get this thing out. Okay, the other snap ring. And the underdrive. A little burnt, but not in that bad shape. Okay, so maybe what I'll do here is I'll take the snap ring out of this drum, and we can take this drum apart, show you the different pistons and stuff like that. Alright, but you know what? What else do we got here? Alright, we got the pump here also. I'll show you what the pump looks like, but all these bolts got to come out here. Here's the stator, and you can take that out and clean everything up. So maybe I'll do that, and then I'll come back. There's really not much else. So let me do that. What I'll do is I'll take this, got to get a small little wire clip out here. I'm going to take the shaft out, and I'm going to go over to the press machine and take the snap ring out. We can take this drum apart, show you what that looks like, and I'll take the pump apart. Alright, so give me a few minutes, and I will be back. Alright, so here is the input shaft that I took out, and here's the little clip that holds that in. And also within the shaft there is a drain back ball held in with a tiny snap ring down probably, you know, in this area right here. I mean, I'm thinking maybe if you can get the little clip out, it's a little tough to get the clip out, maybe hold your finger over the apply holes and apply compressed air in there, it might blow the thing out. I've taken a few amounts, a little tough to do, but it is doable. Okay, here is the main drum that will take apart. So here is the top snap ring, and then you're going to have your balance piston. Here is your set of springs. Alright, now here is going to be the underdrive piston. Let me just get a plier and take the thing out. Okay, here is the underdrive piston, also molded. Alright, now we got another snap ring. Let me just grab my plier for that. Alright, got it coming. Okay. Here is another snap ring. And again, just like on the 604s on the inside, okay, you have a bevel, slight bevel, and that has to face up. If you put it in this way, probably as soon as you select drive, this thing's going to fly out and this thing is not going to move. Alright, so you got to remember that. Alright, now, what we can do is we'll take the separate the drums from the housing. Okay. All right. So this is the input clutch hub, and these should come apart. Just lightly tap this. Again. All right, you got it coming now. Input clutch retainer and I think they call this one the overdrive reverse piston. Now again, kind of similar setup to a 604. Alright, so now what we'll do, and both of these molded pistons here are going to be changed. They come in the banner kit. Alright, so what I'm going to do is we'll pull this pump. I'm going to pull these bolts out here, take the stator out. Then I'm going to pull the bolts out here, and we'll split the halves. But I'll just kind of leave a couple of bolts in, and then we'll split the pump. Because there actually is a couple of things I did want to talk about this pump. And I'll show you what I mean once I get it open. There's some once you get the halves apart, there's going to be some bolts that hold the separator plate in between the two halves down, and you got to make sure you put the bolts back or the transmission won't work right. Let me get this thing apart and we'll go over it in more detail. Alright, so just give me 2 seconds again. Alright, so I'm going to take the last 2 bolts out of the pump. Alright, but before I do, here is the stator. Alright, the stator goes in, held in with like 5 bolts. And this is pretty simple, it just goes in, and then you just put the bolts in. Okay, there's these the rings on here, which of course are going to be changed. And we'll take the last 2 bolts out. Open up the pump. That's on a couple of dowels here. Alright. Okay, so here is the one section of the pump. This is your regulator valve. And you got a couple of TCC valves in here. These springs, they like to break on some of these TCC valves, so definitely check them. And just take note of the stoppers and the direction that they go in. Because if they fall out or get left out or even put back in the wrong position, you'll have engagement problems if they get put back in the wrong position. Okay, now, here's the pump body and gears, and we're going to take these 2 small screws out here. These are T25s, just like the pump bolts, and these are very important. And when these go back, they get torqued to 40 inch-pounds. All right, and this is why they are important. Okay, let me just take a look at this pump here. All right. All right, so right here, in this section of the pump is the suction port. Okay, if you leave those 2 little bolts out, this will create a fairly large leak because the plate, I guess, is not sitting flat against this. It'll create a large leak, and when you put the car into drive, the car is not even going to move. So I got to make sure you put the 2 bolts back and torque them down to 40 inch-pounds. And also in this pump, there is a little shuttle valve that you got to put back. It looks like that, a little teardrop, if you will. Okay, and this is your pump. And you got your drive gear. This will come right out. the drive gear, and then the 2 driven gears will come out as well. Okay. Now just one quick thing on the valve body before we wrap this up. Alright, these are all your accumulators here. So I take this apart and I change all the O-rings. On earlier units, I think what used to happen is these bolts used to back out and the plate used to crack. Or the plate used to crack and then the bolts would back out. But if you had doing a really early one when these first came out, you can replace. I think Sonics makes a plate for this, but you want to make sure the bolts are all here tight. Again, this is your 2nd and 4th clutch seal, your low reverse clutch seal, solenoid pack, which is going to be changed. This is the white connector, which is the later style. Okay, the later style solenoid packs will retro back all the way to early, where the connector was black. All right, and the only thing that you have to do is change along with the solenoid pack. There is a slide plate here. Now let me just take this off and I'll show you. All right, this slide plate here would have to be changed along with the solenoid pack. If you're swapping out, if it's a early one with a black connector to the later one with a white connector. And then that would be fine, it will work. I don't even know if they sell the early style anymore. All right, so I guess that's about it on this 545 RFE out of this '05 Dodge Dakota. What I got to do now is I got to see if I can find some pressure plates, because I'm not liking those pressure plates out of that big input drum. The first 2 plates, they're really not that great. So I'm going to start looking for that. And I guess that's about it. So thank you for watching Teardown on this 545 RFE. We'll see you next one, and have a great day.